Hey Forkers, I bet at some point in your life you've asked yourself, how much should I weigh? Well, subscribe below, come right back, and I'll try to answer that for you. Hey Forkers, so for those of you that don't know, I lost roughly between 200 and 180 pounds, depending on what weight I currently am at. And I did that through calorie counting. I posted another video that you can watch. I have the link below that explains that process that I went through. And probably the number one thing I Googled over the course of the 2 years that I lost the weight was, how much should I weigh? I probably Googled that more than anything else that I've Googled during this time, because I was obsessed with having a goal and a target that I could try to obtain and reach, with this weird thing that once I got there, I would suddenly be happy and peaceful and exactly where I wanted to be. But it makes me remember like the ending of the first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, where it's like, you know, once Batman destroys the Joker, he's still Batman. He doesn't end. You know, his pain doesn't go away. And that's what, I don't want to relate it to pain, but the idea that maintenance is what happens after weight loss. But what I wanted to do was get to a point where I was like, well, what is the weight I'm supposed to be at so I know when I'm in maintenance? And that is a complicated question. So if you've Googled this at anything at all or know anything about weight, you probably know about BMI, which stands for Body Mass Index. And the general formula for it isn't great. It's basically just your height and your weight into a calculation. It doesn't factor in your gender, your age, your body type. You know, different people have different types of bodies that are like thinner framed or broader framed. But the other problem with BMI is it doesn't really take into account muscle mass. So there's a lot of really strong, ripped people out there that you would look at and say, that person's healthy as shit. They're not overweight, they're just strong as hell. But technically, if they went on and did their BMI, it would say that they're probably at a BMI of 28, 30, so in theory you want to be below it. But if you're just pure muscle mass, you're going to be over 25 but still be healthy. So BMI, most people would argue, is not the best way to see if you are at the right weight. So if you really want to use an online calculator for this kind of thing, I really recommend doing what's called an SBMI, which stands for Smart Body Mass Index. And the good ones, I'll post a link below. There's also one in my How Much Should I Weigh article that's on this. I should have mentioned that. There's an article about all this shit that you can read and follow along as well. And what that takes into account is it takes into account all those things I mentioned. Your age, your sex, your gender, your body type. You're probably curious, how do I know if I have a small frame, a medium frame, or a broad frame? There's a lot of really scientific methods you can look for online that'll tell you how to do it, but here's a really quick way. Thumb, index finger. Wrap it around your wrist. If your fingers overlap, you're a small frame. If they just touch together, you're medium. If they don't quite touch like mine don't, there's a space between them, that means you're a large frame. So there's going to be a drop-down menu on that basically says small, medium, large. That's how you pick, in a really quick way. And that gives you a more accurate reading. All of these online calculators are kind of confusing. For example, on calculator.net, which is a website that I actually really like, its own information is in discrepancy. For example, if I go to their ideal weight calculator and type in all my information, it tells me that my ideal weight is between 130 pounds and 179. And that technically where I am right now, I'm overweight. I'm around 185. On the same website, if I go to the body fat calculator and type in my stuff on there, it tells me I'm at 15.3%, which is considered athletic on that website. So one of their calculators tells me that I am overweight by about 7 or 8 pounds, and the other one tells me that I'm in peak physical condition. What the hell? And even weight itself can be ridiculously confusing. The experts say you should weigh yourself on the same time every day under the same circumstances. For example, wake up, go to the bathroom, get naked, stand on the scale. That's the most accurate you're going to be in tracking yourself from day to day or week to week or month to month or however often you want to step on the scale. But weight fluctuates 5 to 8 pounds every day. Here are some of the many reasons why weight can fluctuate. The main reason is your food and water intake. But more specifically, sodium and carbs can bloat you and cause you to gain more weight artificially than you actually have, and it flushes out just as quickly. That's why you might peak really high from one day after having like pasta, and then the next day you're way down. Now, if you add foods that are high in potassium and magnesium to those meals, like a pasta meal, it can help with that. Stuff like beans, potatoes, tomato sauce, leafy greens, avocado, nuts, tofu, and if the pasta's whole grains, that should help too. Also, dark chocolate, bananas, oranges, lots of lovely stuff. Obviously, another thing that controls how much you weigh is how much poop or pee is in you. Trust me, after taking a big pee, I weigh a pound less than I do when I have to go really badly. Exercise can make you gain weight. That sounds messed up, doesn't it? But if you just had a big exercise and your muscles are sore, you're retaining water inside of them from inflammation. They're healing themselves. That's just normal. Some medication can cause you to bloat or to cause you to gain weight. For ladies, your menstrual cycle can cause weight to fluctuate. And your level of alcohol intake can also lead to water retention. If you've been maintaining a steady weight, but you see a fluctuation that goes up or down 6 pounds over the course of like half of a year, then maybe you want to worry about it. Otherwise, it's just regular shit that I just talked about. But give yourself some time to balance out. Weight maintenance is a long-term project, not a short-term goal. I weigh myself every day just out of curiosity. I'm a nerd. I don't beat myself up over it. I used to when I was losing weight and going up and down, but now I'm just kind of really curious about where I'm at based on what's going on in my life. If you want to be one of those people that only weighs yourself once a week, that's totally cool. The highest your weight is going to be on any week is usually Sunday night. The lowest it's going to be is on Friday morning. So what they recommend is weigh yourself on Wednesday morning, because Friday is a lie and so is Sunday. You want to be and know what your average is. So what can you trust? Here's my main thing that I use these days. So I've been working out, I've been gaining muscle mass and weight. I don't know if I am overweight right now or not. But the thing that I found that I think is the most accurate is actually measuring your waist. The general formula is this. Whatever your height is, your waist measurement should be half or less. Now, where is your waist? It's not where your belt is. It's actually just above your hips and that little section that indents inside, right around here, kind of around your belly button area for most people. The reason why you measure up here is because if you have excess fat, that's where it hangs. If you just have excess skin because you've lost weight and stuff, it actually sinks down lower. So this is the area that lets us know the most about how healthy we are. So here's where I'm going to sound like a bit of a hypocrite. Goals are bad. Goals are kind of stupid. Systems are good. Here's my system. I eat a whole food, plant-based diet 90% of the time. The other 10% of the time, I eat whatever the hell I want. I'm plant-based, so I don't eat any animal products, but if you were to do this, that's where you could throw in some cheese, maybe a piece of meat once a week or something like that if you wanted to splurge and indulge yourself. But that's basically my system, and that's something that I keep up and enjoy and continue to keep up the rest of my life. That's the plan anyway. I also work out regularly. I do not crazy workouts, just kind of regular maintenance workouts like yoga, a little bit of weightlifting, some really light cardio. And that's my system. Get 40 minutes of some half-assed workout every day and you're in good shape. That could just be walking the dog, playing with your kids, doing yard work. It doesn't have to mean hitting the gym and pumping iron. Do what you enjoy and it won't feel like doing a workout. So unfortunately, the answer for this isn't an answer. I don't know how much you should weigh. I don't even know how much I should weigh. In fact, I'm about to do this little experiment called Mary's Mini that's going to help me determine if my weight is a little bit higher than it should be and if I can fluctuate a little bit lower. So check out those videos. They're going to be coming up in the upcoming weeks. That said, here's how to know if you're actually at a good weight. Do you follow a healthy lifestyle in terms of the way you eat, think, and move? Do you have energy to do all the things that you want to do? Are you somewhere within the weight range that you're supposed to be based on all the calculators? Do you have a healthy waist circumference? Are you happy with how you look and how your clothes fit? Then guess what? You're amongst the healthiest people on the planet. So enjoy. And you know what? Screw the scale. Step on it every now and then if you want to, or don't. I still weigh myself every day, but I do not beat myself up over it. I am curious. And I also know that I have got the tools to always get myself back on track should I slip off. And so do you. Thanks, Forkers. I hope this was helpful. If so, please leave a comment below. Please subscribe. Please share this video. And let's spread the word of the former Fat Forker. Thanks.